Hey y'all, it's James Neal here. Got my gas, barrel, baby monitor. Let me show y'all what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Since nobody would come and get the pine trees that I cut down, and I couldn't sell them to nobody, I'm gonna cut them up, make my own lumber. So that is the top of a tree and the middle of a tree. I think I did pretty good for my first two cuts. I didn't really line anything up too good. I just more or less threw a 2x4 on top of the log and run it down it. Let me walk y'all over here to where all the fun's happening today. Still got 13 pieces of wood on the ground, including the one that I've been cutting on. And I still got 3 trees in the air. I think I'm gonna leave them in the air until these are up. Let me see how much wood I can make. See how big of a building I can make out of all this wood. This is what I've been working on. Been using my McCullough chainsaw because my Poulan chainsaw decided to take a dump and quit gassing. So I've been using the McCullough. Basically what you do, I bought one of these $40 hookups. It's supposed to have a clamp that goes over and clamps to it, but I just drilled a hole through the bar, bolted straight to the bar, because you know those clamps aren't going to hold. I don't like using the McCullough because the McCullough uses like twice the amount of gas, and it's a push-oil, and I don't like the push-oil stuff. So I ordered an electric chainsaw so I can run a drop cord over here and see what I can do with this with the electric chainsaw. I got a 3-year protection plan on it, so if I blow it up, I just get a different chainsaw for free. And then I won't use it for cutting up logs no more. But anyway, let's see what another tank of gas will get me. A tank of gas on the McCullough get me, I'd say I'm more than halfway through that. As I'm more than halfway through one side. So I'm going to cut down one side and see what I got, flip it over on its side and see how much more gas I got until the baby wakes up. Yay! A few minutes later, got it cut off. I'm going to reset my homemade 2x6 that I made out of 2x4s. And then I'm going to cut these 2 live sides off, and I will have me something like a 10 by 10 or 9.5 by 9.5, 16 foot long. Yeah, I'm pretty wore out. That old McCullough's heavy and it wears me out. That chain's not the sharpest in the world because I've been doing this with it for 3 or 4 logs now. Tomorrow with that electric one, hopefully all this will get a little bit easier. I'll put a new chain on it. Save that one to get sharpened later. And then hopefully these next 2 will be easy. And I can start moving on to some of those other even bigger ones than this one. Like I said, I should end up with about a 9 by 9 or a 10 by 10 out of this one. Phew. Alright. Continue on. So, I have reset my homemade 2x6. There is a little bit of a bow on it as it goes down through there. But for all intents and purposes, it'll be okay. The edge of the jig sits off about 1 inch, so what I figure is, as I'm coming down through here, if I have a little bit of live edge that sticks up here and there, it'll be alright. It doesn't have to be perfectly square on the edges, because this is not a professional job. I'm making like a homemade log cabin in my yard. Not really a log cabin, more like a pole barn. And I think I'm going to use all the sides with the bark on it for siding. So it'll look like a log cabin, but it'll be a pole barn. Maybe. We'll find out. It all might end up being firewood if I get pissed off at it. Hey, y'all want to see me make an idiot out of myself for a few minutes with this thing? Oh, this should be quite entertaining. That's a good way to start this. I just put gas in you. Alright, and then the chain, or the pull string breaks, and that's my life, and that's why I hate gas-powered everything, and that's why I bought an electric chainsaw. Fuck gas. Put it all up, but it ain't coming back out. I ain't trying it again. I'm gonna use my electric one that I get tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I played with this thing for a little bit, and it's on. It works. The baby hates it because it's loud, but it works. It is on. It's taut. The tensor in here that attaches to the bar, I actually turned it 180 degrees to where it would have more play the other way, to where it would shoot the bar forward more, and it works. The only thing is you have to tighten this one backwards now. This still goes forward, and when you're operating it, I don't know if it's actually going to loosen itself up or not, but it does seem to work. Now with the other bar that come off of the Oregon, it will not fit back on the McCullough saw. It will not fit back. No. It needs one more drive link to get around all the mechanism back here. So we're not going to be able to put the other bar and chain on the McCullough. We may be able to put it on this thing, but I haven't tried. It don't run right now, so I'm not even going to try. We're just going to leave that old bar and chain on it that needs to be sharpened. We put the new chain on here that has never been sharpened and is brand new. I'm interested to see how this thing cuts now. If it cuts. It may just start throwing the chain off and it may not work. This may be a whole bad idea. I did run it and I knocked out a little bit of extra clearance in this plastic housing. I did the same thing with my Works chainsaw too, though. I had to run it and let it just cut itself out a little bit. You got your moat? You got your moat. Push it. Is it on? Is the battery dead? There you go. Alright, now you go have some fun. Okay, so I moved the board, waxed it, ate a snack with the baby. The baby needed to take a nap. It's 1 o'clock, so she's taking a nap. It's hot outside. All this wax is melting down into that board pretty good. I did a little test cut. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of live edge on this corner, but it's okay. It's going to be probably an interior corner, and so that live edge can be on the inside, and that edge can be on the outside. But we'll give this new saw a run for its money right here and see how it does. I don't want to run it for more than maybe 10-15 minutes at a time, so I'm going to try to take a break before I cut all the way through this thing. I'm getting eat up by these little gnat thingies. Alright, let's get her done. Alright guys, well, it did a full pull. Here it is. It's not quite square at the top. That'll be alright. It is quite square at the bottom. It's all held up. The tension on the chain give out about halfway through. It won't tighten down. It's quite loose. Yeah, and that's all it's got. That's as tight as it will go. So we gotta address that. It's on a corkscrew thing in there. So I'll probably just drill out 2 new holes in the bar. Make it to where it'll just tighten down further out. Whew, I am absolutely wore out. Let's get cleaned up. Wait on the baby to wake up from a nap. Wait for my wife to get home from work. She's not on thirds right now. She's on first. She started a new job. Whew. So, I've been trying to spend every afternoon with her. And I'm absolutely dead right now. Alright, wish me luck, y'all. Okay, so I'm not saying that I have to modify every single thing that I own, but it does seem like that I have to modify everything that I own. So I made 2 holes further back that line up dead with these. I'm going to avoid the rivets to hold all this together. That way this will bolt on and make everything tighter. It's not a bad little system here. See how it's got that channel right there? And then it's got, as it spins around, it's got a little nub that sticks up on the other side. And as you tighten it down, it causes it, that would be loose, and the other way is tight. Ta-da! And that's how it works. Pretty clever. If you flip it upside down on the standard bar, you can get more tighten out of it. I don't know how it affects. Here, I guess I can just line it up real quick. Because I did it on the big bar, and it fit, and it got me more tighter, but I don't know. That little sticks up right there. Probably hit the chain. Probably be bad. But that would make it tighter, since those holes are not in the center of that slit. But hopefully I'm about to fix all of that and make it to where it'll work. Either way. Yeah, I have to modify literally everything I own. Literally everything. Morning, y'all. Guess what I learned? Flipping that tensioner bracket upside down puts the screw hole at the top, and there's a little slit that goes across there for the oil to come out. Yeah, that puts that bolt or that screw head right there at that rubber gasket. So the only reason I've been losing oil the entire time I've been cutting this thing, and I have cut one whole piece of lumber over there. The only reason it's been cut leaking oil the whole time is because of that gasket leak. So I have fixed it. I have made it to where it will properly oil now by putting a little bit of a gasket in behind the original slit and making sure that oiler hole is cleaned out good, because the oiler hole, you might even be able to see it from here, the oiler hole is way too up top because this is for a skinnier bar and chain. So anyway, I did that. Got it chunking a little better. I cut down the rakers with a bench sander, bench grinder, whatever you call it. Got in here, started on it. I might be able to cut better now, but I'm after one of these big ones today. I might make a 12 by 12 out of this one, and then once it's all squared out, I can cut what I want to off of it and have me some planks, good planks. Alright, wish me luck. So yeah, I still rock it a little bit. I try to keep it up on the tip instead of laying it flat down on the bar. But it cuts the best that it's ever cut right now, so I'm pretty happy with all that. Let's see how hot it is. Not hot. That's what we want. That means it's oiling right.